focused on the present. Now was not the time for distractions, or for wandering down nostalgia lane. Now was the time for action. She crept down the hall and entered the small living room. The room was dark as pitch, except for the pale light filtered through vintage wooden shutters. A year ago, when Genny moved back into her childhood home, she limited updates to a fresh coat of paint and her own furnishings. She found it comforting to be surrounded by her past and the assurance that some things never changed. Sidestepping a chair and small side table, Genny sidled up to the windows facing the front of the house and peeked outside. The security light in the yard revealed nothing unusual. She moved along to the side windows for a different view. There, off to the left. Was that a faint glimmer of reflection? Was that movement? She thought she detected two distinct objects moving subtly in the shadows. And what was that pounding noise? Was it coming from outside or from within her chest? Genesis slapped a hand over her heart, willing it to quieten down. She was trying to concentrate here. The shadows shifted, separated. Divide and conquer? The thought sent her heart into another noisy round of clatter. But no, she saw a flash of light at the edge of the yard, this one distinct. A car door, perhaps, as it opened and shut. That would explain the sudden flash of red. Brake lights. Lights from an approaching vehicle glinted off the chrome bumper, momentarily illuminating the vehicle as it darted away from her house. It was little more than glitter in the night, a streak that disappeared as quickly as a falling star. Genny sighed with relief, expecting to see Cutter's big truck pull into her driveway. Instead, she watched as lights raced past her house in pursuit. Genny ran back to the front windows for a better view. All she saw was a streak of red as it disappeared round a curve. It seemed an eternity before the lights came again, bouncing across her front yard. Cutter jumped from his truck and bounded up to the door she had already flung open. "I told you not to open the door," he chastised, even before his boot touched the first step. His deep scowl did not concern her. "I knew it was you. I was watching. Did you catch them?" "No." He ran a frustrated hand through his dark blonde hair, rumpling it even more than it already was. In his haste, he had not donned his customary cowboy hat. Cutter Montgomery looked good with bedhead. Genesis turned away with deliberate nonchalance, determined not to notice, yet her eyes kept straying to his rumpled shirt, the buttons not properly aligned. He had not taken the time to tuck his shirt tail into his belt. The off-kilter sides revealed a half-zipped fly. Not that she noticed that, either. "I chased them all the way back to town, but I guess I lost them somewhere along the way," he said in frustration. He followed her into the dark house without waiting for an invitation. "Tell me what happened." "Watch your eyes," she warned as she bent to switch on a lamp. The diffused light was softer than that of the overhead fixture, something she was certain they could both appreciate at 2 in the morning. "I heard a noise," she recalled. "A door slammed. It woke me up from a dead sleep. Someone was outside."
"What were they doing?"
"I don't know, but they must have come into the yard. I heard a bump and a grunt, like maybe they ran into something." She frowned. "Whoever it was would make a terrible thief. They weren't very stealthy."
"Maybe they were drunk," Cutter offered. "I'll take a look around outside."
"Be careful." He gave her a lopsided grin.
"They're long gone by now, Genny. You stay here while I check it out."
He was gone long enough to circle the perimeter of her modest home. Genesis curled up in a chair while she waited, but flew out of it when he opened the door. "Did you see anything? What is that in your hand?"
"I found this lighter around back."
Her voice rose with a note of mild panic. "They were trying to start a fire?"
"I don't know. Maybe they were using it for light. Maybe they were smoking." He shrugged. "Maybe it's one of yours."
Genny shook her blonde head, her own short locks in disarray. "I don't have one like that." Cutter shook the small plastic casing, holding it up toward the light for inspection.
"Doesn't matter," he declared. "It's empty."
She sighed with relief until a new worry struck her. "Did they try to get in?"
"Not that I could tell. I didn't see any footprints, just some disturbed grass around the flower beds."